Hey Plexus friends, how are you? On Thursday the 26th of January I have the privilege of doing some leadership training and coaching with I believe it's the Rock and Wellness group with Jennifer and Jessica. There's 100 positions available online. I think that's all there is available, so please register as soon as you can. What I'd like to do is introduce myself to you and introduce what we're going to be talking about. I've written a series of books called Think Big. For example, Think Big, There's No Secret to Success. Think Big, Why Smart People Do Dumb Stuff. Think Big, Living from the Inside Out. And I wrote these series of books not to write books, but as a personal survival and development manual. When I was young, a series of things happened to me, and I didn't become aware of the extent of those things until I was 45 years of age. In 2008, at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon one day, I had full recollection happen. What had previously been small frames or pictures of things came together like an 8mm film and started playing in my head. And I'd realized that from about 4 to 16, I'd been sexually abused by my parents and their friends, essentially what we would call trafficked. And as a result of those things, I'd suppressed it for years. But when I was in 2008, everything came back to me as an adult man, and I was totally devastated. The impact of the level of that trauma and recall wreaked havoc personally, financially, on my business, my career, my passion, my health, my mental stability, just trying to come to terms with that stuff. Not once in the process did I ever ask, why me? All I ever asked is that it would somehow turn around to be used for good. And at the time I could never understand why or how it would ever be turned around for good. In the process I realized that I didn't want to I'd never call myself a victim. I didn't even want to call myself a survivor. I viewed myself as an overcomer. My past was either going to define me or refine me, and I chose to have it refine me. What I realized I needed was not to go looking for a miracle cure, but every day to get up and just learn one new thing. It was impossible for me to see my way clear. I didn't know how I was going to get from where I was to any point in the future that might resemble what I was doing before. I didn't even know if it was possible for me to get back. But what I knew is that every day I could get up and just do one thing. That I didn't need to ever make an excuse. I needed to find a reason. I know some people think I'm a little harsh when it comes down to things and even goals like weight loss. But that's because I have to be firm with myself. I can't give myself quarter. I can't allow myself to have an excuse, because if I lose a day, I'll never get that day back. Every day I have to rise and find that one thing. The series of those one things came together, and they started to clump together into thought processes where I could start to renew my mind, renew my spirit, renew my heart, renew my flesh. And those little pods became Think Big concepts. I've got to think bigger about my future. I've got to think bigger about my health. I've got to think bigger about where my life could go. And those pods ended up being a series of books and seminars that I've taught corporately and in non-profit organization. They're really practical, everyday, applicable leadership tools and principles. And I want to start teaching from one of those this coming seminar in January with Think Big, There's No Secret to Success. Because there really isn't a secret to success. There's some principles that we can apply, everyday principles that are guaranteed to make a difference in your life. Now, I say guaranteed. I'm not trying to do a sell on you here, but these principles have been applied by people for hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years. There's no secret to them. The secret is taking application, information, allowing it to be revelation that leads to application that'll cause transformation in your life. I want to start by giving you some information, hoping that it'll become your revelation. And from that revelation, give you some steps to make it applicable that'll lead to transformation. I look forward to seeing you on the 26th and getting to knowing some of you. Thank you.